Curling first came to the city of Fort Wayne back in the 1880s when John Bass built the Bass Mansion. And when he did that, he brought a number of Scottish craftsmen. And those people stayed and brought their traditional sport of curling to the city of Fort Wayne at that time. And after the 2010 Olympics, we found that they had built a new ice rink in town. We approached them about doing curling, and they were very interested. So we got the club started up in 2010. 4 years later, just before the 2014 Winter Olympics, we built this new facility. So right now, we're the only dedicated curling facility in the state of Indiana. The closest dedicated clubs like ours are in Chicago, Columbus, and Detroit. But there are arena clubs in Kalamazoo, Lansing, Indianapolis, lots of other places. So there's plenty of clubs in an easy drive, but very few that have a dedicated facility like this with the ice quality and the social aspect of the game, which really gets people excited.
Arena club ice compared to this is so much better than what we were at. We don't have to try to figure out, okay, there was a hockey game before us, did the Zamboni scrape and flood the ice correctly beforehand? We know what the ice is like, and it makes the games actually a lot more competitive because there's no guess if the ice is going to actually affect a shot. It's going to be, can you execute the shot? Are you able to do it? And it actually makes it a lot more competitive and more fun. I didn't realize there was as much strategy involved as there was. It actually is like chess on ice. The beginning of the game, the end of the game. It's a great community sport. You can meet a lot of cool people. I think it's just one of those things that it adds another step to Fort Wayne to help, build up Fort Wayne.
Most common reaction is curling. We have curling here in Fort Wayne, that thing on the Olympics. But other than that, it's, I didn't know you existed. I've always wanted to do that. That looks so interesting. We, like most other curling clubs, run what are called Learn to Curl sessions. It's an opportunity for people that have never done the sport before to come out and get a gentle introduction to the sport. We've established some rookie leagues, which is a chance for people who've just done a Learn to Curl to play in a short league against other people of similar ability. And that's really where we get the hooks in people. When they get to start playing games, they make their first shot, that's when people really, you see their faces light up and they get really excited and they want to come back. I think our youngest curler is now 12 years old. He's been curling for 2 years, so we started at 10. And our oldest curler just turned 80. It's really a sport that anyone can participate in. And one of the things I like best about the sport is it's one of the only sports that I can think of where 3 generations of the same family can play on the same team and be competitive. And not many other sports you can think of that have that sort of opportunity for families to curl together or play together. Curling is a sport that's really rooted in sportsmanship. If you watch the Olympics, you never saw an official out on the ice. The players call their own fouls, the players figure out the score themselves. It just seems to attract really nice people that are fun to hang around with and socialize with. And a lot of our curlers like that even more than the curling aspect of things because it really is a community.
A big part of the game is what we call broom stacking, which is when the teams sit down together after the game, and the tradition is that the winning team buys the first round of drinks for the losing team. I think a lot of sports, the two teams either don't like each other or at least have to act like they don't like each other. You don't get that in curling.
Biggest challenge in building the club was it's not something that a lot of Americans know a whole lot about. Luckily the Olympics have helped with that, raising the exposure of the sport. We want to do things that attract people to the city. We've run Fort Wayne Summer Spiel for 4 years. Last year we had partnered with the United States Curling Association and we brought in the Olympic team from China, the Olympic team from Great Britain, and all 4 teams that were eligible to become the U.S. Women's Olympic team. We had the highest level of competition in any women's curling tournament ever in the United States. So we're pretty excited about that and the level of support we've gotten from the curling community countrywide as well as the United States Curling Association. There's not many cities, of our size that have something like this. So, we like being a part of that, something that citizens can hang their hat on and say, hey, Fort Wayne has this and other cities in the state don't. So we find that to be exciting and fulfilling for us.